You already knew the answer long before they finished asking it. Your body already knew. And it was this kick to your gut right there. And you said yes anyways. So I want to name that kick isn't anxiety, and it's not you being oversensitive either. It's your body casting a vote that you didn't honor. And what came after? That guilt spiral, the 3 days of resentment, the replaying the conversation over and over again in your head. That isn't evidence that you did something wrong. It is, however, evidence that guilt has been running your decisions. Guilty as charged. And here's what I want you to understand about guilt. It is not truth. It is a training ground. Because if you really think about it, we're not born feeling bad for having limits, right? We learned it. And we learned it through systems, right? Like our family, our friendships, our relationships, culture, schools, all of these things, right? Where care meant compliance, and saying no wasn't just uncomfortable. It felt like a betrayal, right? Like you're cutting something off from yourself, and choosing yourself meant losing a connection or a bond. And sometimes the guilt you feel isn't even yours. And this was a lot of unwinding for me. So sometimes it's someone else's unprocessed emotions living in your body, taking up space because they don't or didn't have the capacity to hold it themselves. A lot of times this happens when we're really, really young, just because we care about other people. We want that connection. So like the child who learns to guilt from shame, or an adult who really can't name what they truly feel, so they twist it into something until you scream uncle and just name it for them. You've been calling that your guilt. And that was really never yours to carry. And that is such a liberation. The no that comes from truth doesn't need an explanation. No is a complete sentence. Do you get pissed off when you hear people say that? Because I used to get really pissed off. And what it really means is you have 2 ears and 1 mouth, use them proportionally, right? We don't have to offer a paragraph, a justification, a preemptive of explanation or, to soften the blow, right? Because that isn't kindness. That's a nervous system managing someone else's disappointment before it arrives. That's truth. A no from your bones, which pulls the story out. It pulls you at your truth. It just lands. It's quiet. It doesn't collapse. It doesn't apologize for existing. It doesn't even need someone else to understand. It just knows. And the work is staying with yourself and learning to trust that knowing, to close that gap between that gut kick and the words that follow afterwards. That is the work of the first arc in Earth School. We call that stay. And it's not staying in the situation. It's not creating more trauma, but it's staying with yourself long enough to let that truth come through before the conditioning does. Earth School is the link below. It is open. And when your gut already knows, you can enter. I'll see you in the next video.